Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my podcast, Three Dipsticks in a Pod. In this episode, we're going to be talking about some funny but also scary, spooky stuff that I've had happen to me over a couple of years. There's been a lot of different things happen at family members' houses. I've also went to other places searching for spooky, haunted stuff. So if this is what you guys are into and you guys like to hear more of this, make sure to stick around and subscribe. So I think the first place that we're going to be talking about will be Hell's Gate up in Indiana. Now, of course, a lot of spooky stuff probably happened there. Some stuff that I probably didn't realize. But a lot of the spooky stuff happened actually when I got home. Whenever something, I think, followed me home from that place. And if my girlfriend was here right now, I'd have her talk to us or talk to you guys with me, because the experience happened with me and her once I finally got home. Because, of course, something followed me. So, we'll start this out at Hell's Gate. Me and a couple of friends decided, you know what, let's go to Hell's Gate. Let's see what all the hype is about in this place. Now, there's been rumors of things happening in there. There's been a crazy amount of stuff happening in there. And everybody talks about it so much that we were actually excited to go there. So, what we did, we of course went there. We walked around for a few, not much actually happened. And then the one thing that really scared us is we're out in the middle of nowhere. There's no places around us. There's no places near us at all. And of course, we can't see nobody. There's no cars. There's no nothing because we can't see the lights. And we hear a lot of bumping of like a bass sound, like an Indian tribal beat. And it kind of confused me. And then whenever it finally sounded like it was getting louder and closer, it scared me. I don't know if it was just in my head, if I was actually hearing it, or if somebody down the road was playing it. But I heard it, it scared me. And of course, me and my friend, we've been friends for 16 years. And he knows how I act, I know how he acts. He seen me running, it snapped him into gear, and he started running. It was funnier than hell, and it was kind of scary. We ran into the vehicle, and then after we ran to the vehicle, we went ahead and got back out again. We looked around, couldn't find nothing. We didn't hear nothing else. There wasn't really much that we seen nor heard at this Hell's Gate, so we do not really know what all the hype about it was. But the real fun came whenever I ended up going home. It was like 2 days later, I think, because we got other stuff to talk about when it comes to my actual house. That probably would be another episode. But I ended up going back home, and my girlfriend was at my house and everything. And I've never had something like this ever happen. I've never, ever had something like this happen to me, either at my house or anywhere. After Hell's Gate, I was home, and I was laying on the couch. There was nothing on. There was no TV on. There was no nothing. I was just laying there relaxing by myself. Well, not really by myself. My girlfriend was laying next to me, but she wasn't really talking to me or nothing. She was just kind of chilling. Nothing was wrong, but we were just kind of chilling, not really doing much. And a few minutes later, after silence, we were sitting there for a few in silence, we heard a knocking. We heard 3 knocks. I was confused. I was looking around. Now, I looked up at my living room door, which goes outside. It's broad daylight, and we see a silhouette of a person in the door. And we heard 3 knocks. Okay, who cares, probably a person outside. I get up, and I jump up as fast as I can to go enter the door just in case they decide to leave. And as I grab the door, there is still a silhouette in the window. I open the door, and there is nobody on the other side of that door. There was literally a floating silhouette inside the door, or inside the window. And the moment I opened up, there's nobody there. I walked outside. I looked up and down the road. I went all the way around the house. I looked inside the bushes, outside the front of my house, everything. There is nothing there. And of course, when I decided to go ahead and shut the door, there's nothing there. So I want to hear what you guys think about all of that. I don't know what all apps that this is going to go to when it comes to the podcast. I know one of them is Spotify. But if there's other ways that we could possibly leave reviews or hear what you guys have to think about it, make sure to leave those down somewhere. Probably in YouTube. I think I mentioned that in the first episode, YouTube. So go ahead and search up NUCLEARFOUTUS 87 on YouTube. That is my YouTube channel. Go ahead and leave a review on that latest episode, or on that latest video. What do you guys think about this in particular episode? So since we are on the topic of haunted stuff inside of my house, I figured, you know what, let's go ahead and talk about the next thing that happened in my house. I don't even know what time of day it was, or like when this in particularly happened, meaning like how long after the Hell's Gate thing happened or whatever, but my aunt ended up passing away a couple months back, and we got a lot of her stuff. A lot of her stuff got brought to our house for some reason, and one of them was a spooky little music box. I don't know what it was about the music box. It was the one of the crank ones. You crank it up and it has like a carousel on it, and it spins, and it has like mirrors on it, and I do not like it. Like, it's cool, I guess, but it's kind of spooky. Well, not long after she ended up passing away, we got a lot of her stuff. We have more stuff in her house as decorations than we ever had when it was just my house or whatever. And it's kind of spooky, but the one main thing is the carousel has not spun, has not been played, or has not done anything in years. Years and years and years. It has not played, has not done nothing. It has not been cranked up. This is where it gets spooky at. Now, I want to let you guys know that I have tested this, and I have tried this out over and over and over again. I had the carousel setting up on a flimsy, bounceable desk, I guess you can call it. And I started smacking the desk and made the thing bounce around. I started moving it around. I started shaking it, and it would not play. I did this after this thing happened. So I tried my hardest to make that thing play without actually cranking it. So the reason why I did that is because one time I actually ended up walking into my mother's room where she was staying at the time, and the carousel was in there. And it was only me in the house at the time, or on that particular minute. I walked into the room. I was looking for something. I don't know what it was I was looking for, but I was looking for something. The room was dark. I didn't really turn on the light. There was some light going into the room so I could somewhat see. I was fine. The light was completely off. And I'm sitting there looking around. It was nice and quiet. And it kind of confused me because I heard something. I heard like a little jingle. Then I looked up, and the freaking carousel thing started playing by itself. And I instantly got scared. I instantly got fear, and I ran out of my room, or out of that room. And there was a table in the way. I hit my shins on the table. I fell over the table. I took off running. It scared me because it was happening right in front of my face, and I knew that thing could not be spinning. So that was pretty much my big thing that happened inside of my actual house. And of course, we got a few other things slamming around, us not knowing what's actually going on. I was upstairs doing my own thing, playing on my computer, because I do streaming and everything. My mother was downstairs asleep in her room. And if you go downstairs and go to the right, there's the kitchen and the dining room and everything else. And it was just us two at my house. And something downstairs sounded like it got picked up and slammed on the ground. Now, we have these big couch-looking things. They're like the really long-looking couches that you sit on. I don't know what they're called. They're like seats, but couches. I don't really know. And those things are heavy-ish to pick up. For me, it's not too bad, but for my mother, it kind of is. And that's her words, not mine. Don't worry. I'm not saying nothing bad about women. But I was upstairs, and I heard a big slam, like something got picked up and slammed on the ground. It sounded like somebody picked up an end of a couch as high as they could and then just dropped it on the ground. And that right there got my attention through my headphones of playing Call of Duty or whatever it was. So I heard it through all the gunshots and explosions. I threw my headphones off. I ran downstairs. Damn near fell down the stairs because I ran down there so fast, not knowing what was going on. But it woke my mom up. She ran into the room. She asked me what the hell I did. And I was like, I didn't do it. What'd you do? And then she didn't do it. So I was like, okay, so what was the noise then? We still to this day cannot figure out what the hell happened down there, what fell, because nothing fell. Everything was still where it was when we first went to bed or did our own thing. It was still right where it was. So we have no idea what that noise actually was. So for us, it's kind of confusing. We don't know if it was spiritual or if something actually did just fall and we can't find it. We don't know. But everybody, that is going to be the end of this episode on the podcast 3 Dipsticks in a Pod. If you guys did enjoy this and you guys want to hear more stories like this on this podcast, make sure to give it a follow or a subscribe or whatever it is you do on whatever app you guys are watching this on or listening to this on. I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.